Alright, so day 6, the city model. Unfortunately, I didn't have the camera running when I thought I did, so I unboxed the models, I tore the little page out, and I pulled the bag out, and I discovered I hadn't recorded it. So, for city, we got this little remote control sailboat. Looks like it's about the right scale for a minifigure to sail with it. So the hull is, I love these 3 stud long jumper plates. I think that as a person who knows a thing or two about sailing, I gotta say this is not a very realistic configuration for a sailboat, but there you go. And we got lots of extra parts. So here's the controller, and then we have 3 extra parts, and then we have the boat. Now the sail is way too far aft. It really should be slightly ahead of the center line, and there's no jib, and the mast isn't nearly tall enough. So it is at best a steadying sail for a fishing trawler, but whatever. Anyway, there's our sailboat. And let's have the kid hold the remote control, and then he can fall over forward because he's not... There we go. So that's how it looks like when the kid is operating it. Alright, day 6 from the Disney calendar is the pig Pua from Moana, the little pig sidekick, and Pua has a gift and a little tiny hat. So the gift, and this time we actually do have enough parts to make 2 of the gift. So the gift consists of these parts, 2 plates and a flower for the bow, and again, if I press it against the table, it will line them up nicely. Maybe this background I'm using is not quite rigid enough for that to work perfectly, but it's not bad. I can actually make 2 of the gift because I've got exactly enough spare parts for both. And then the hat has a little pin on the bottom so it can go on his head. There he goes. He's got 2 of the gift. Day 6 from Friends is a mini doll with a beanie hat. Looks like a boy probably, and it comes with a hat with a propeller beanie. Now, when I was younger, I always thought the word beanie meant this kind of thing, which you would occasionally see in like retro, like 1950s or maybe 60s media, like Leave It to Beaver or something like that. We had a baseball cap with a propeller on top, and that was what I thought was a beanie. And somehow the word has... And what we call a beanie now, I always called a stocking cap. And I don't know when that changed, because it seems to me like at some point in the last, I don't know, maybe decade or so, it became normal for the word beanie to refer to a knit cap as opposed to a baseball cap with a propeller on top. So, I don't know how that change happened. Anyway, he also comes with hair. Like that. So, that's our little guy. Probably has a name. I'm too lazy to look it up. Put it in the comments if you know. Day 6 from Spider-Man is a hot dog cart. So this is where Venom got his dog. So we got a wheel on a wheels holder. And then we got handle, and that should sit nicely, nice and level there. That's well engineered. The Lego just happens to have made that just the right height. I'm not sure exactly whether that was planned that way. I know that back in the early days of Classic Space, this piece was a different design. The bar was a little bit higher up, at the same height as the plate, and it was also just a little bit longer. And then at some point they changed it so that it is exactly 2 studs long. And when they made this piece, they managed to make it so the bottom of the wheel is exactly 1 brick below the plate that it's attached to. And so this height of the wheels piece is exactly the height of a brick. Therefore, the 5 plates, three plates to make a brick and 2 plates here, is exactly the same as the 2 stud length of that bar, and therefore you can prove mathematically that it should sit level. It's not just a coincidence. And so the hot dog, let's put a hot dog in this little clip so that it holds above the grill, and we put a umbrella on top of the pole, and we've got an extra dog to go with it. So that's our hot dog stand. So here's our 4 models all together. I'll be taking these apart and trying to make some sort of original creation using these parts. See what you can come up with using the same parts. So there's our model for today. It's a little tail dragger airplane. Obviously the propeller beanie was the obvious choice there, and this piece from the hot dog cart makes a great set of main wheels for a plane of this type. So to me it was kind of obvious that I had to go this route. Besides that, we also have from the sailboat, we have the 1x3 jumper, as well as the piece that the propeller is attached to. You'll notice that if I take this apart, this piece has a little hole in the end, and that will accommodate the pin on the propeller just fine. This does not exactly attach as it should, because kind of like how I mentioned in the previous segment about the hot dog cart, this little bar is slightly higher than the level of the plate of the main piece, and therefore the stud doesn't quite go in all the way, but it's close enough for a mock. Certainly wouldn't be acceptable for a LEGO product, but I'm not building a LEGO product, so I don't care. So illegal build. Call the cops. All right. Anyway, and then we have the plus piece from the campfire the other day as the center of the wings, and then the 2 green street sign pieces from the Spider-Man street sign thing with the spy camera. And then also in the back, because this is a studless piece, there's not enough connection there. I would really rather have a 1x3 plate for the back, but obviously there isn't one in any of the models we've got so far. So what would you build with the under these constraints? So again, the rules are you can only use the parts that we've received in the first X number of days of the Advent calendars, and you have to use at least 1 piece from the current day's build. With those constraints, please post a comment in the video or under my blog, and share what you've come up with if you've got something similar under the same set of rules, or whatever rules you like to make for yourself. After all, we only make the rules that we want to follow. Anyway, so here's my airplane, my model for today. Join me tomorrow as we open up the next day in our calendar.